Hey guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video I'll be going through the Western Bulldogs versus Richmond game, going through how it was the BONT show and how I'm really happy with Liberatore going absolutely nuts. I mean, he beat out Laird by 31 points or something like that, so beating out a guy by 30 odd points that a lot of people have is a really good output, and has pretty much set me up this round to I'm pretty sure go larger than a lot of people, even though I had Darcy Cameron. So, and I should be able to flip him to like Butters as well, which should that should be able to, I guess, help me out. So anyway, before we get into the video, remember to like and subscribe, turn the notification bell on so you know when I upload, and let's get into the video. So as you can see here, Bontempelli won 5-1, 35-17, 65 in the third quarter, where he kicked, what did he kick? Did he kick 3 goals in the third? Or was it only 2? 1, 2, he kicked 3 goals in the third, and this was about the point that I went, oh no, he's not my VC, and he's just gone nuts, and he's just got that score that is going to be really, really annoying, because he's now, I was just really frustrated at this point, because I knew that a lot of people had him, and that was going to be almost, this was, if I had gotten Bontempelli VC right, and gone for him, or we'll talk about later, Sicily in another video, that's what, 32 or 23 points difference, and that probably puts me at a really, really solid round where I'm looking at potentially being top, I would be potentially looking at top 1,000 already, already almost solidified, whereas now I'm looking potentially at being around 1,300 or so, I think, and that would be around a range where I'd be really happy with 1,300, to be honest, but overall with a ranking rise of about 450, but I think it could be a lot better. And then we move on to Libba, and he was just ultra consistent, 36, 28, 38, 31, just ultra consistent, and did the job and got a 133, and is now looking really good because he's got who does he have next? He's got Hawks and the Eagles, and yes, the Hawks did beat Collingwood, we know that obviously, but if we go to Collingwood, Pendlebury in the middle, and Crisp also had really good scores in the midfield, so I'm looking at Libba thinking he can be able to produce against Hawthorn. And if we go back to the week before that against Hawthorn, they had St Kilda, and St Kilda had Steele go huge, Crouch go huge, Romo went huge in the ruck, and Sinclair even down back through the middle went huge. Wangadeen Malira went huge against Hawthorn, so I'm really looking forward to that and thinking that Libba can go 120 again there and really attack that West Coast game as well, and then try and get Laird for the last week against West Coast as well, because I think that's a positive. But we also need to take into account that we need to look at those the North Melbourne matchup, and who do they play? Where's North? North Melbourne, they play Melbourne, and so I need to get Sheasel up. Sheasel, where do they play? Sheasel, so we need to target potentially Gold Coast or Richmond, and Essendon plays, but we've got the Essendon plays, so it's just Richmond and Gold Coast players in those last couple rounds, and see if we can get them in to target that North game, because North seem to be falling a little bit short at the moment, and seem to be one of the, obviously they're the worst 2 teams in the comp, Eagles and North, but trying to target North because they seem to be the worst team at the moment and best scoring team for opposition. English 131, 95 second half, Bontempelli had 99, so yeah, just massive hauls in the second half, and even Libba had 69, and if I look at Taranto, he had 58, so what's that, or almost 300 points in the second half between 4 guys, not even including a VC. So yeah, that was just a good output. Treloar scared a lot of people in the first quarter, 17, but then came back with a 52. The only reason I didn't go with him over Libba, which would have been a minus 26 anyway, is just that hamstring, and I cannot have that. Dale 107 has popped up as a potential Nick Dacos replacement, as he's gone down with an injury that is suspected to be 1 to 2 weeks, and I think I'm going to trade him out anyway, or just because I think he could cop some serious tags in the last couple of weeks. If any team actually has a tagger, they need to play him against Nick Dacos. Ugle-Hagan 97, McRae 90, so good that he didn't score so well, as that was you see Darcy Cameron, who scored, I think, 80 in the end. I think he got marked up with another tackle, but yeah, he scored only 10 less than McRae, so not bad. And then Caleb Daniel, 83. A lot of top teams have him, and he didn't go so well even after scoring 2 goals early. So good that he didn't go so well. So that only cost me 3 points. Darcy Cameron. Vandermeer, 80. Richard, 75. None of these guys really matter too much. I mean, Bailey Smith, some people brought him in, and yeah, he just struggled again, only getting to a 68. So his average is down. So maybe he's someone that we can look for in the forward line next year if he definitely moves clubs. As if he moves clubs, he's going to be like a... He could honestly be like a Taranto next year, averaging around that 80 mark. But Taranto was like 90-something or 100, but jumping up 20 at a new club because of his position. West Poulter, Joe Hannison came back and got a 65, but I think they've got some, I guess, some guys back in that back line, so it's not really helping him in terms of scoring wise. Williams, Waitman, Drea, no one else really matters. Then we move on to Richmond, and Taranto was really, he's not come back well at all, but a 99 is still fine. I mean, it's just, he's going to drop. He's probably going to end up in the 800s, which is going to be really funny for a guy that was almost 1.1 million at one point, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, just not doing well. And but I mean, he's still doing well enough to be a top 6 forward. Short, 95. He did all right and could be 1-2 target, but then again, it's Richmond, and Richmond have, I mean, they have a nice run in the last 3 weeks, but I don't think Short is of much value compared to other guys. Bolter, Cumberland ended up as 72. Don't know how he's done that as a small forward. I guess he's taken 3 or 4 marks and had 5 or 6 tackles as well. Prestia, 72. Ross, Baker of Loston. Nankervis only a 70, so he got dominated in the ruck even against English. That's surprising, given the moulds they are. Like, he's more of a tap ruckman than English would think would beat him around the ground, but he's also beaten him in the ruck as well. Broad, Revolt, Soldo had a decent first half, or first quarter I should say, and then just dropped off massively. So that was a must trade out for anyone that had Soldo, as he's just now, I mean, he got to 6, what's he going to get to? Probably about 630, so that's alright, but you're going to have to try and get him up to a Butters or someone else like that, or a Sheasel or something like that. McIntosh, Pickett, Coulthard, Rioli, no one else here. Bolton failed with a 40, so he really struggles if Martin's not there, because he has to play that forward role, and that small forward role he doesn't really like. He really likes to get that half in the midfield, and he just didn't get that this week, and yeah, just struggled. And then really happy for me that Banks did actually play, as he won't be used this week in trades, as I'll use Dacos, I think, to get the cash needed to go up to Butters. But Banks getting another game and getting 46 on his break even really does help, as that'll mean that he'll probably go up to around 350k, and considering he wasn't going to play, an extra 30k is really, really good. And then no one else here really, and then Hopper got subbed out early with a concussion, so his average is going to drop, I'm pretty sure, a lot. Let's see, it was 87 pre-game and is now 81, so he's dropping to a point that he might resurge next year. How old is he? Is he 24 or is he like 27? He's 26, so yeah, you could look at him next year if 81, but then again you have like Mills at 81, which I trust a lot more. If I look at Mills right now, Mills I think is around the same average, 83 for Mills, so yeah, I'm really liking Mills more than the likes of Hopper, as Mills is probably going to be priced around that 750k, to be honest with you. But we'll wait and see on that one. With 3 games to go, we'll see what he can do. But anyway, that is the video, and I guess I'll see you guys in the next recap, which I believe is the Essendon West Coast. Yeah, it is the Essendon West Coast game, and then we'll have the... It is the Gold Coast versus Adelaide game as the last recap of the day. So it'll be Essendon West Coast and then Adelaide Gold Coast, and then you'll see the Hawthorn, Collingwood, Geelong, Port and Swans GWS game on the Monday, and then the other games will be on the Tuesday. Anyway, that's the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks guys, goodbye.